excuse the washing machine. That'll be finished in a second. Right. Marinating. So, first step, oxtail prep. Follow along on the email with the recipe. This is oxtail, it's bony, but this meat, when you cook it down, is gorgeous. So what we need to do is we need to pressure cook it. Basically what we're trying to do is get the meat to come off of the bone. The bone will obviously then throw away. So, first step, we need to season it. So into a bowl go your oxtail. Just like that. After that, we need to season it with some salt. Could always be good to, if you know Salt Bae, the meme, the guy and he's like that. It's always something fun to do with people. Bit of salt. Crack some black pepper in there. What else to say here? So we need some red pepper flakes. So normally, obviously, what we could do is just have these most likely set out in small like mannequins, maybe something like that, potentially. But anyway, so red pepper flakes. What else? Onion powder, which is here. And garlic powder. That is garlicky. Garlic powder. That's enough. And then we want some olive oil as well. And we just want to mix this up. It's not the most glamorous task, but if you've got a guest who's, maybe a bit squeamish, maybe that's something that could be good. But they just need to get mixed up in the bowl, get all that flavour into it. And then what we'll do, once that's done, I'm going to cover that with some cling film. Boom! Put that in the fridge, marinate overnight. So obviously, marinate overnight, what we can do is bring one out that I've done the night before and then cook that. So, I think the ingredients here are 3 carrots roughly chopped. So essentially, can you see that? Cool. Let's put these away. Roughly chopping carrots. We don't even need to peel them. Roughly chop them like that. Quite an easy job for someone else to do as well. That's not why I want those. And 1 onion, quartered. So obviously this would need to be peeled. Let's do that properly. So, into halves and then into quarters. Also asks for one garlic halved, So that's when you get, make sure you can see. So this is the garlic. You want to cut it horizontally so it splits in half. So straight down the middle. If you've got trichophobia, look away, but yeah, that's that. So this will form the base of our stock, which we're going to cook this. Right, so I'm going to get my hob on. There you go. So we're going to cook the oxtail now. So into the pot goes the olive oil. Here's the marinated oxtail. So what I want to do is brown it. By brown it, we mean that we want to get some colour into it. So we want the outside to be almost a little bit crispy, and then we'll take it out. So it won't be cooked, but we'll take it out and do the rest of the oxtail, and then we'll put them all back in with some wine, the carrots and the onions and the garlic and the stock. Stick a lid on it, and what a pressure cooker does is it basically, you know when you slow cook a casserole in the oven with a Dutch pot, it kind of has that effect, but it's more intense because you've got a high heat, there's hardly any air coming out, so you've got the heat of the pot plus the pressure of there no air getting out, so it cooks things really quickly, and it's great for getting tough meat off the bone. So into the pot goes the oxtail. We'll see if we can do it all in one batch. That would be perfect. I think we can. Praise the Lord. So I'm cooking a smaller amount today, enough for 2 people. On the day of the shoot, obviously I'll be cooking for 4, so this process might be a case of putting some in here, taking them out with a spoon, putting them onto here. You'll see me do that later, but instead of going straight into the carrots and the onions and the garlic, I'd be doing it again because there's more oxtail. I hope that makes sense. Apologies if it doesn't. I'm going to have some wine. Join me. So we'll actually be using this later in the dish. Still not at the level that I want it to yet. So we're going to be looking to do this for about 5-10 minutes. About 5 minutes each side. Just give you an idea what it looks like. So that's the process of browning. Oh, that is cool. Wow. Luckily, wine really doesn't matter which wine you put into your food. We're taking away the alcohol, so cheap wine, expensive wine, doesn't matter. Right, so I think these are ready to be stirred around. Beautiful. Cool. Again, just let those sear off, let those brown. Now we'll go for about 5 minutes. I've got here some chicken stock. Clean, that wine is awful. Got some chicken stock here, which we'll whack in. I've got some rosemary and thyme, some fresh herbs. So we've got all quintessential Italian flavours here, but with a meat that's more associated with Jamaican and African food. So really cool mix of kind of cultures going on here. Right, so I could wait a bit longer, but for the sake of the demonstration. So imagine at this stage, if I have more oxtail, I'll take this out with a spoon and put it onto a plate, like that, okay? For now, what I'm just going to do, we're going to pretend that all the oxtail is, all the oxtail's done. So, in with your carrots, your garlic, and your onion. I'm just going to stir that around. Mix that all in, and what we want to do with our wine, what we want in there, it's a cup every 2 people, so, well, every 3 or 4 people, sorry, so maybe a cup and a half, a large glass, sorry. Should be enough. What I want to do, I want to scrape the bottom of the pan of any sticky oxtail bits that are stuck to the pan. That's flavour. Apologies for the washing machine. It's got 1 minute to go. So, I'm going to let that just boil off. I'm going to leave that to go for a few minutes. What we'll do, so imagine that's been boiling off for a few minutes now. So imagine this is chicken stock that I'm putting in. Obviously, normally I would put that into a jug of water and then pour it in, but yeah. I'm sure you can imagine what putting chicken stock into a pot looks like. That's a litre of water right there. I want it to cover the oxtail and all the things in there. In with your herbs. On with the lid. Done. So that's going to cook like that for about 90 minutes. We'll keep checking on it every now and again. If the water evaporates to the point where it needs a bit of a top up, we'll add a bit more water in there. But that's it. That's the prep. Now onto the pasta. Okie dokie. So into a bowl. 200 grams of flour, 200 grams. What I want to do, sieve it out so that it's super fine, super smooth. Right, all done. Now we need to make a well. And that's just by taking our hand, making circular motion, like that. So, what I want to do, right. So, crack the eggs into the middle. And what I want to do is just beat the eggs in this little well here. So, before I turned on the camera, obviously, this has, I'm just going to move some of this around here. I don't want the egg to fall through. So obviously I bleach cleaned the surface and then wiped it down with tissue paper. But all pasta is made on the surface. So, yeah. Right that in there, don't need that. Right, now that's beat, what we want to do, slowly incorporate some of the flour into the egg. What's going to happen is, we're just going to get a super smooth kind of like consistency, and then eventually it's going to turn into the basis of our pasta dough. And just a bit of patience, a bit of a light touch, and just keep, and you'll see the eggs just getting thicker and thicker as you incorporate more flour into it. Let's see if I can get the camera going. And it's R-I-N-O. If it comic money, then I'm coming to the window. Right, so this is the egg. As you can see, super smooth. It's almost become like a paste. And so just keep incorporating it, incorporating our flour. And the reason we do this is because we want our pasta to be as silky smooth as possible. So, as you can see now, we're getting pretty close to dough consistency. Apologies if this is a bit shaky. I'm using my left hand and whipping with my right. Right, time to use our hands. So, and it's alright, and if it's alright, and I'm coming through the window. So we're going to get, using the flour, get it dough off the fork. Now it's just time to mix in all this flour we've got here, and you'll notice that it's starting to get a bit more dough. You can pick it up now. So we keep working it. At this point, looking at what I've got on the table, this is a bit too eggy. I'm just going to grab some flour, and this is fine. It's okay to grab flour. Just add a bit more. Here we go. Here we go. This is where magic happens. Bit of flour in your hands. If you've got sticky hands at home. See what I'm doing? Yeah. So, got sticky hands there. And here we go. We're just gonna knead this dough. And you'll notice it coming more firm in your hands. Just keep working it through the flour, as you can see. Coming a bit more tough now. What we don't want is these little bits here. That's fine. I'm going to get rid of those. What we do want is this flour here. And keep. You can see it's becoming this dough now. It's my favourite part of making pasta. It's magic. And it just depends. How much love do you want to put into this? Because it's a labour of love. Just got to be keeping kneading this dough. That's it. You'll feel it in your hands. You know, you'll feel it in your hands. It's still a bit gooey. Just keep doing it. As you see, look at it now. This was just eggs. This was eggs on the table a while ago. We just want to just keep manipulating this dough. We've got our oxtail cooking beside us here. Still need a little bit more. A little bit more flour. Yeah, that's it. Just a little bit was needed. You don't want too much, so it'll dry out the dough. Then you'll have really dry pasta. You don't want that. We want our pasta to be fresh. We want it to be it's a lovely little, we want it to have texture. And now we're getting to the hard part. So the grandmas in Italy, you know, they make this, you know, I'm making it for 4 people. These guys, they make it for, you know, 10, 15 people. Imagine the size of the dough. And they're just going in, they've got the biggest arms. It's the love they're putting into the dough. And that's what we're doing today. Our guests are going to love this. This is a great thing to do with a guest. Again, just that physicality with the dough, with the food. You know, there's a real sense of pride. You know, once you've made your own pasta. Quite similar to how I imagine all of the bakers during lockdown are feeling, making their own sourdough breads, you know? If you're making it from scratch, you're putting in the work. That's it, and you see it now. I'm not even joking to you guys, I think this might be one of the best pasta doughs I've ever made. The texture on my hand right now, sensational. it's hot. Wish you could smell. Wish you could smell this. This is glorious. Absolutely glorious. Oh, this dough. This dough. Incredible. It's so soft. It's so supple under my hands. But it's getting tougher. As you can see, look. That's what we want. Stretching out. So we're stretching it, bringing it back in. And what's going to happen is, that's what gives pasta its bite. So it's soft, but it's got a bit of bite to it. But we're going to manipulate this pasta. We're going to roll it. It's going to go through a pasta machine. And we want it to be able to stretch and stretch and stretch. We're going to take this big hunk of dough and we're going to make it stretch. It's going to be this thin. It's going to go from this to a thin sheet for the ravioli. Honestly, there's nothing better. Nothing better than fresh pasta. I promise you that. And it's R-I-N-O, the only money that I'm coming to the window. Miss my game, my window. Okay, we're close. We're close, guys. The dough is stretchy, but it's still soft. It's still soft. We don't want to do it too much, but it's doing well. Oh man. I can't wait to cook this for our guests. They're gonna love it. This is a dish. You go to a restaurant, how much you pay for this? How much you pay for this, bro? 15 quid! They'll get the bill. They'll say 15 quid. Maybe even 17.50. Oh, but guys, I'm not joking. I don't know if it's because the camera's rolling. This is the best pasta dough I've ever made. Oh my god, I'm so proud of myself right now. I've been making pasta for, God, 4 years now. Been making pasta. I've never had a pasta dough that felt like this, which could mean that it's rubbish. So let's hope it's not that. Let's hope it's not that. Okay guys, that's the pasta dough. I think I'm gonna call it a day there. Look at that. Wonderful. I'm going to call it a day here. Oh, maybe a few more minutes. Oh, it just doesn't stop. It's not stopping. It's folding back on itself. Oh man. I'm so proud of myself right now. I can't even describe it to you. Look at this dough. Oh. Okay. You know what? We're going to end it there. Oh man. Woo! There you go. So. And it's R-I-N-D-O. Get up, window. Right, so now we're going to wrap it. Now wrap that in cling film. Oh man. Put that in the fridge for 30 minutes. And then we'll clear this up. We'll do the gremolata, so that's ready. And then in half an hour, we'll come back and we will roll our pasta. See you in a bit. And it's R-I-N-O.
Soldier, next door neighbor, Eskimo Reaver, Hellstone visitor, Meridian resident, see me money with president.
Right, so gremolata, quite easy, quite simple to do. Where's my salt? It's over here. So, right, what I'm going to do, got your garlic here, obviously in its so what we're going to do, onto the garlic like that, and that just basically allows us to peel the garlic pretty easily, like that. And then what we'll do, we'll just roughly chop it. Next one, same again, smash it with the knife. Right, so what you want to do, you've got your chopped garlic there, get a pinch of salt, and you're just going to chop it up. It's okay, just take your time. And you need to drag it back in. I mean, of course, you know, garlic crushers do work, I understand. But it's not the same. You use half the garlic. I've never understood it, to be honest. And look, this is much better. Much finer than a garlic crusher can do. Oh, so annoying, this moving. Okay, I think that's enough. Here we've got some parsley, some fresh parsley. What I'm going to do, roll it up like a, I don't even know what you're rolling it up like. Some people say like a cigar, but I've never rolled a cigar, so my knowledge in that realm is not transferable. But What you want is like a long kind of thing like that. And we're just gonna chop it as fine as possible. And take these big bits off. And again, and again. And I know you might be thinking this is a lot of steps, a lot of different things, and I get it. But really, we're just building a dish whilst our sauce is being cooked and our meat's being cooked. So we're not sitting around for an hour and a half whilst these things are on the go. We're doing things concurrently. And that's what's going to make this a great meal. It's all going to be done in about 2 hours. And for a dish of this quality, it's worth the wait. So, mix these two in together. And again, just a peck with a knife. Right. So, lemon. Get a grater. I just want to grate. And what we're doing, we're taking the zest off the lemon. And what this is going to do is give the dish a lovely bit of lightness, some freshness to it. And then the sauce, it's going to be rich, it's going to be a little bit heavy. The pasta, it's going to be a bit heavy. But what this will do, it will just elevate it. The sensations that will be in the guests' mouths will be sensational. Because you're going to have this fresh, citrusy, garlicky remoulade, and it's going to really counteract. And again, we'll just go again. Now some people might put a bit of olive oil on that. Let's keep it as is. I don't want to dilute it. I don't want to taste of olive oil in there. I've got all the flavour I want in that little bit there. Perfect. We'll put this into a container and that will bring that bad boy out when we're serving. So that's what it looks like. So we're going to strain this sauce that you can see bubbling here. That's going to be sauce for the oxtail, and we're going to take the meat that you can see here underneath all that veggie goodness. Right, so it's a case of taking the pieces out. Okay, so there's all done. I'm gonna see if I can do it with a full hook. So, just take the meat and it should just come off the bone like that. Be enough. Cool. Normally I let this cool a little bit, but it's like 9 o'clock and I'm starving, so the quicker this can get done, obviously the better. But it tastes amazing. Ooh, a little kick to it as well. Gorgeous. Cool. So, Right. Here's our meat. Time to make our pasta. Actually, right away. Let's drain out cool. So in there, we've got our sauce. What I'm going to do, add a bit more water to it. I'm going to let that reduce down to a bit of a high heat. You can see. I want to get some. Normally at this point I'd have some brown, like dark brown sugar, but I seem to have run out. So I've got some demerara here. Same notion though, just sweeten it up a little bit. Right, so time to make our pasta. Some flour. What's going on there? Here's our dough. Been sitting in the fridge, should have a spring to it. Oh, lovely. So, take it out. Oof. I'm going to cut it into 4. We'll keep these over there. Right, time to roll it. What I want to do, just roll it into a bit of a rectangle. Forgive me, I've lost one of my pieces to this, so we'll see how it goes. But can you see here? Okay, cool. So what we're doing is we're rolling it through the pasta machine. Oh, here goes the machine. Right. Oh, it's ripped. Cool, that's great because it's not on the right setting. Cool. That's fine. Work that back in. See how this works. Why this setting? So much easier. What I'm going to do, take this, fold it in half, put it through again. And then put it down a level level 2, and this is us just making it thinner and thinner. So the piece that I've lost is the piece that keeps it stuck to the table. So trying to roll it, quite difficult, but we'll get there. We'll get there. This is reduced enough. Put that on a lower heat. Annoying. And you see it's getting longer and longer. Guys, I was right. This is the best dough I've ever made. Ooh. It would never normally be this difficult, but you know, the show must go on. Right, perfect. So as you can see, wow, how stretchy it is. Guys, you're getting A1 pasta today. Okay, so what I'm going to do is cut this in half. Cut this in half. Well, actually, okay, right, and we'll go again. We'll go again. Make sure we put this on the lowest level. Don't forget that. Fold it back over, roll it, back through again, just going to cut off, neaten it up a little bit here. bit more of this. Oh shit. Okay. So, this is the smaller one, so we're going to put the ravioli on here. And we're just going to place them in little parcels. Can you see? Oh. What you want to do, you just want to egg wash around the meat, and that's what's going to help it to stick. Hole in that one. Ravioli. So we'll cook these in some water in a second. Cool. So boiling water into a pot. Salt into your water. And we're gonna plop these in. So those should cook for a few minutes. Let's get the plates out. Cool. Just watching that cook for a few minutes. Cool. So these look done. A bit more time. It's not unusual to be loved, man. It's not unusual to go out with anyone. If I see you standing about with anyone, not unusual to see me cry. I wanted that. Right, so Tom Jones done. Into the Source. Oh gosh. These ravioli don't know what's hit them. Oh, fuck's sake. Hey, what? Let me see if I can save this one. So we're just mixing it about in the sauce. What am I doing now? Place it onto the plate. Give them 3. Let's get a spoon. Okay, and on top we'll put a bit of our gremolata, and that's it. Clean up the plate. Oxtail ravioli with a parsley, lemon, and garlic remoulade. Bon appetit!